Imagine waking up with sweeping views over Melbourne skyline, just enjoying a morning swim in a 5-star luxury pool, just knowing your lifestyle is fully funded without working another hour this week. And to live this sort of lifestyle, you don't need 10 plus properties. One great commercial deal can completely fund it all. Today I'm breaking down how this Port Macquarie retail property generates $39,000 a year in passive income, which is enough to cover your dream lifestyle. I'm James Hawthorne and I research commercial property deals to see what sort of lifestyle they could actually fund. And today I'm going to break down the strategy and the numbers behind this one deal and how it can generate more passive income than 10 properties combined. Let's get into it. Now let's get into analysing the property that's going to fund our financial freedom. So I found this mixed use commercial property. It's got an actual retail shop on the bottom floor and 2 apartments at the top. It's for $1.5 million. Now for the property, it's got a surf shop at the bottom. You've got this side access, which will lead up to the apartments at the top. And as you can see, it's a pretty nicely done apartment. So one of them is a 1-bedroom apartment, and the other one's a 3-bedroom apartment. To the 1-bedroom apartment, as you can see, it's been done up a bit. They've also got a surf shop down the bottom with a pretty nice space, quite large as well. It's in a good surfing location in Port Macquarie as well. This is the 3-bedroom apartment. It's a bit more outdated, as you can see. The kitchen got line on the floor, needs a bit of an update, probably a paint job as well. So this is the property. You can see it's got the retail at the bottom and the apartments at the top. So it's a nice mixed use apartment, and it's not far from the beach as well in the ocean. So right at the end of the street, it's got the beach. Currently, the property is being rented for $2,000 a week. So you've got the bottom tenancy and the 2 second floor tenancies combined. That's at $2,000 a week, so $100,000 a year. You've got the 3-bedroom flat with the potential for a reno, as we saw. Doing the kitchen up, giving it a bit of a paint job. Can increase the rent of the property. We've also got the 1-bedroom flat. It's got a long-term tenant. It's also got a 3-by-3 year lease. So with that surf shop on the bottom, it's got 3 years on the current deal and then an option for another 3 years, which is a good long-term tenant. You've got them for at least, hopefully, the next 6 years. And as you can see, it's in a really good location. The beach is right at the end of the street. It's in the middle of Port Macquarie. It's pretty much landlocked. So it's in a really prime, good location with mixed multiple tenants, which is also good for managing your cash flow. So now let's go look at the numbers and see what sort of passive income this property is going to generate. So if you look at our cash flow calculator, the purchase price of $1.5 million using a 30% deposit, and the net income of $109,000 a year, which is the $2,000 a week. And we've got an interest rate of 6.5%. So our repayments each year on interest only are just going to be $70,000 a year. So you've got the $110,000 in rent, $70,000 in interest, and you're left with just over $39,000 a year in passive income just from this one property. Now looking at our cash flow snapshot, got a bit of a buffer. So if interest rates go up to 11%, it's when the property is going to start to become negatively geared. So interest rates at 6.5%, you've got a bit of room to move where interest rates have to go up before you become negative. Now on the other hand, if interest rates go down to 3%, you're going to be positively geared $77,000 just from this one property. That's like the average Australian income in passive income just from this one property. It's only a $1.5 million asset. You probably need about probably $500,000 in equity to purchase this property. But it's a good starting point where it's going to be generating you pretty good rental income and a pretty good cash flow and passive income just from this one property. Now, if we look at our property pay down calculator, same purchase price, same net yield, and using a 4% rental increase each year, the first year, obviously, you want to have that passive income of $39,000. If you keep using the cash flow to pay down the debt, in year 5, you're going to be positively geared $71,000. And by year 10, $129,000. And by year 11, the property is completely paid off debt-free. You own the 2 apartments at the top and the retail shop on the bottom completely debt-free. And you're generating almost $160,000 a year in passive income just from this one property, which is pretty amazing. That's the power of compounding, the power of buying the right asset. It can really generate a huge cash flow if you start paying down the debt and let it pay itself off. Now let's go and see what sort of lifestyle can you actually fund based off the cash flow from this one property. So for balling on a budget, I thought, why not go to Melbourne? It's a pretty affordable city and it's one of the nicest cities in Australia. And our budget was $39,000 a year. And I found this amazing apartment in one of the most exclusive addresses in Melbourne. It's a 1-bedroom apartment and you can get it for $39,000 a year. So just within our budget. So let's go have a look at the apartment. The apartment I found sold for $670,000 and I'm basing it off the mortgage repayments. So it's got a nice kitchen layout with big floor to ceiling windows. And it's a pretty nice minimal layout. Lots of lights going to be coming in. You got room for entertainment, a nice bedroom, views of the whole city as well. It's in nice furnishing, big shower, little balcony, and it's got really nice amenities in the apartment. So you've got dining areas, you've got lounge areas, bars, pool table, you've got a nice pool, lap pool, amazing views of the whole city and the skyline of Melbourne. So it's not a huge apartment, but you're getting quite a, the passive income from this one property is going to be paying it off. So if you're using, 20% deposit, interest rates 5.7%, you're going to be paying $3,290 a month in mortgage repayments. Now, if we look at our cash flow, so the passive income from this one property is also paying down the debt for the mortgage repayments on that nice apartment. So all of this is completely funded just by one commercial property in Port Macquarie. It's in a good location. It's got multiple tenants. So if one leaves, you've still got 2 others paying the mortgage. And you're collecting rent from 2 other properties. You've got a bit of value add where you can do a bit of a reno in one of the apartments to increase the rent as well. So this is the power of commercial property. Because you're collecting the gross rent of the property, you've got more passive income to fund your lifestyle, pay down debt, and achieve your financial freedom goals faster. That's the Melbourne lifestyle completely funded by one commercial property in Port Macquarie. Now, if you like these sorts of videos, go watch my last video where I show you how a commercial property can completely fund an apartment in the heart of London, right next to Buckingham Palace. So go watch that next and don't forget to subscribe so don't miss out.